Dear Twin Flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening podcast, and today is an episode number 29. Today is a guest post, and we'll talk about divine feminine energy, why is it so important, and what it is. So I'm talking about the Twin Flame divine feminine energy for the fact that if you would like to receive things in your life without doing anything, this is where the magic will start to happen. Many of you have heard about divine feminine and divine masculine. We think that divine feminine, the chaser, is only in divine feminine energy. While based on all of the talks and all of the calls I've had, it's not exactly like that. We need both energies. We need divine feminine and we need divine masculine. What often happens to us that we operate more in another energy, that the other one is not balancing it for us. But in order to get everything in your life, in order to go in a flow, we need the balance. I've spoken a lot about how important is the balance in our life. I know myself, and I know many other twin flames out here who are operating a lot more in a divine masculine energy, even though we were the chasers. So why? Why is like that? Well, now I also explain what is divine masculine energy. Divine masculine energy is very decisive, action-based, very logical mind, doesn't really believe much on the energy, has this understanding that if I don't do, nothing will happen. If I don't get up, nothing will happen. Divine feminine on the other side is the nurturing energy, is the loving energy, is the one who gives, who receives, not gives, who receives, who feels, who brings the balance, because divine masculine is the one who puts it out there, who gives and gives into terms of with energy, but then you have to have the other energy that receives. So for me it was the same, that I could keep on doing things, I could keep working as hard as I could, but I don't know how to receive and I don't understand how the energy works. All of this twin flame experience for me has taught me how energy works, how I can manifest things into my life, how I can be the better person and the higher self. So I'm here to tell you certain things that happened yesterday. As many of you have noticed that my Sunday and Wednesday episode have moved a little bit like Monday and Thursday episodes. Recently I've had a couple of emergency calls happen to have on the same days that I don't have a time to edit the podcast or even record a podcast. So we'll get back to the right time, or, we take it as it comes to us. As many of you know also that on my previous episode, I said that I would share a story from my client who had a union where I cried and where I became very emotional. I still haven't finalized the whole story because there are so many details, which not everything I can share because it's very personal. So it will take a little bit of time, but meanwhile you can subscribe and become part of the community to know that yes, unions are possible, and I'm here to tell you what happened yesterday. I have this one beautiful soul. We've been working together, I think, past 2 months. I had about 4 calls. What I really like about her, that she's if I tell her something to do, she takes this and she does it. So that would makes my work so much better, because I can say that, okay, listen, you have to do this. If you do this, you will see the results. And I can pick up your energy, whether you can call me crazy or not crazy. I don't really care over here. I can pick up the energy in which stage you are. So yesterday she had a bit of an emergency. There was some old wound that came up, and I already could feel that she's in the divine feminine energy. She's a lot more easygoing. There is the shift inside of her I could feel. And what did I tell her? We had a long call. We were talking about the issue what we had. And then I told her after the call, I said to her, do just 5 to 10 minutes of meditation where you connect with your soul and you say, could you please reach out to me? I would like to speak to you. I would like to hear from you. And then do this meditation where you are in this moment that you already feel this energy, and it doesn't have to be a long time. But now I'm here to tell you something that is very important of knowing about this meditation. This meditation will not happen if you are in your mind. This has to come from your soul. So when you do the meditation, you say, could you please reach out to me? I would like to talk to you. And then you stop from there and you go on with your life. You don't start looking on your phone when they will reach out to you, how they will reach out to you, what time it will happen. That means you're not yet in the divine feminine energy. You're still in a masculine energy that likes the logic and likes to have the answers. If you would, and this goes for the manifestation, this goes for everything you wish in this life, and especially when you tap into divine feminine energy, it's literally you close your eyes, you're 5 minutes with yourself, 10 minutes, and you say what you wish, and it will happen in extreme speed. Because divine feminine energy is like the fastest train or fastest plane on earth. It just happens very quickly. When we are in a divine masculine energy, which is action-based energy, and it's also needed, but in meditation, it will not bring the result because divine masculine energy is physical active energy. For example, you need to find a new job. So what happens is you're manifesting, oh, I would like to have this new job. I would like to work over there. I feel I'm part of this. And then what is the next thing? Is the divine masculine energy that you're putting yourself out there for that job in order to come to you. It will not just happen like this that, oh, I wish for it, but I just sit on my bed and do nothing. And it's the same in divine twin flame energy. But as it's the energy based, there's this thing is just different. As it's energy based, you manifest your future, you manifest everything what comes to you, and then the action base comes in, the way you react. But I was just about to say something. Divine feminine energy is so pure and it's so beautiful. The way you get into this moment. I always tell to my clients when I talk to them, I said, you come to the point in life where you just enjoy watching what is happening because you are like the puppet master. You think of one thing and it happens. You think of another thing, it happens. And you're just sitting there and wondering, how is it happening? Or why is it happening? It's because now you have tapped into the energy of believing this. So it's no longer your logical mind that is controlling it. But we need both. But when we meet our twin flames, they actually come and heal our divine feminine energy. So I get to the point now because I'm going to read from my client that happened just last night. I told her after our call, I said, I know you are in divine feminine energy. Just try something. And she hasn't, I think, a couple of days heard from her twin flame. And here's what happens. I told her, do the meditation, close your eyes, go really inside of your soul. When you are aligned with your soul, you can really quickly go to your soul. When you are in questioning mind, your fear, you have a lot of insecurities, it will not happen. But when you are in this stage, it will happen super quickly. And I told her, close your eyes. And, and back then, like, there was nothing that she's going to reach out. And I told her to close her eyes, get into that moment, ask what you want to ask from your twin flame, and get the answers. I also tell one more thing here. Sometimes we don't get answers from our twin flame just because of their ego, but we get an answer from the universe. So you can always, I have the video where I talk about telepathic communication. You can always ask, saying, universe, I would like to know if it is really a twin flame journey. Give me a sign. And you can actually redirect the sign. You can say, give me the sign with let's say, a red balloon. And watch what's going to happen. Try this. And you can watch my video about telepathic communication, which will most probably give you an overview. But let's go now to my client's story. She said, okay, update from me and my twin flame. He just have left my house. I end up doing the meditation and I told him to reach out to me. He called me on his way home from work, and I answered and I asked him if he wants to come over. Here is exactly what happened now. The divine feminine and divine masculine were working in the same harmony. She meditated for herself, that let my twin flame reach out to me. And then in divine masculine stepped in and made a decision what she wants. Do you see the harmony? She got what she wanted, like she manifested what she wanted, and now she had to take an action. And I asked him if he wants to come over, and of course he said yes. And he came over and he was a little bit silly. He was ringing the doorbell and knocking on the door over and over again until I answered. And we laughed when I opened the door. Right off the bat, it was such a great feeling of seeing each other. We were automatically so happy to see each other. I allowed myself to be happy without feeling anxious today. For the first time, I guess, I could call that as a twin flame bliss. It was definitely different this time. We talked about different scenarios in life and how it is. We viewed the life as same, which is funny. We talked about so much that we had such an amazing time. We did have an intimacy together, and it was actually even better. It's like we recognized each other's way doing stuff to each other. But it was more comfortable, and it felt like finally we are connecting. Again, intimacy. And that's what I felt like. It just felt amazing. So he ended up staying a little bit longer, and which was nice, as I didn't go up to him and hug him. And he was just looking at something on his phone because he wanted to show me something, and he ended up coming next to me on my kitchen bench. So as it was just right after when we were intimate, I actually got the hug from him. But not really like a physical hug because he was just close to me. Then I just ended up hugging him, and he was showing me the video so I can show the universe, gave me the affection that I needed after our being intimate without asking for it. He was showing me something on the phone, so he came close to me, and that's how we connected after our intimate time. And I hugged him, and he allowed me to hug him. That was just so beautiful. I saw how the universe did that for me without asking this. I can see now by just sitting back, being in the moment and being present. I will get everything, you will get everything if you want with your twin flame, even if it's some type of physical connection or physical hug or touch or being just really close to each other. It just came from the universe, and that was really powerful. We were so in sync with our conversation. He said he wanted to rule the world because he wants a better place to live, and that the people who are not as nice to be punished, and that the good people will be rewarded. And it was the whole story he gave me, and it was everything I agreed, because we think the same. There was just definitely more in the moment, and I didn't have any anxiety. Normally I do when he leaves. I had no anxiety. I just felt such a bliss. I felt worthy of his love, and I felt that he loves me. He cares for me, and I feel like I'm no longer doubting that. I'm worthy of his love, and that is the feeling that is with me. Wow, it's working everything you have given and shown me. I cook him a dinner. A salad with white fish and carrots were his favorite. We had so much fun, and he really liked the meal. He thanked me and gave me a kiss goodbye, and he said, I'll see you soon. And I said, all right, goodbye. I felt like I was on his and our own pages. I slowed down and met him where he was, and I no longer felt anxious. So I felt like if you meet your twin flame where they are without changing yourself, the connection will start to build. Even if they are an ego, especially if they are an ego. your twin flame, where they are without changing yourself, the connection will start to build, even if they are an ego, especially if they are an ego still 3D. I just want to say thank you so much. You are helping me and guiding me in a way that I could never even imagine. I'm seeing everything happen in front of me. And one thing I did different this time around is that I didn't start the intimacy. I waited for him to initiate, and I waited and waited, and I was watching him to see how he was going to come up with the idea and how he's going to get started. What is this difference that from the last time I was in the receiving energy? I loved every minute when he came up to me and started to become intimate. Everything was just so amazing. There are so many other little things, but I think that's what I can remember right now. I really felt secure, confident, loved, and blissful. I don't feel like any other triggers popped in. And this is just so beautiful. So this is what I'm trying to always say, that this connection is about you becoming your higher self, where there is no fear, no insecurity, not feeling of lack, not feeling that I don't have this. Because if you have these feelings, this is what you're going to create as your reality. If you want your twin flame to come back to you, you have to let go of any kind of fear, any kind of insecurity, any kind of thing that holds you back of being yourself. And the best way of doing this is to start exercising. Start telling your truth. Start exercising in a way with your energy chakras. Start telling your truth. Open your throat chakra. Start connecting with the wounds you have, which means that if you have a fear about something, fear of being alone, fear of being rejected, fear of being not good enough, fear of loving yourself, and this is a big one, fear of loving yourself. When you don't love yourself as you are, you just simply will not receive. And now again, this love energy is not that the mainstream what we're seeing out there, like you go in front of the mirror and you say, oh, I'm so beautiful, I look so pretty today, I am very nice, but inside of you still can't even actually say these words, but you're trying really hard. Where you start over there is that you first of all, you talk to why I don't feel I'm worthy of this. Invite this fear with you and say why I'm feeling I'm not worthy of this, and become very honest. I'm gonna tell you, it's not a pleasant journey. No, it's not something you want to do. It's not something where you drink a sip of cocktail and have fun with friends and pretend to be somebody else. No, this is something where you kind of shake a little bit. You feel very insecure. You're gonna cry. You feel like this is not normal, why I'm feeling like this. But this energy has somehow got inside of you, inside of your soul, and it's holding you back. And how do I know it's holding you back? Because you are afraid of saying certain things out of you. So I've explained this also before, that opening your root chakra, opening your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, your throat chakra, your heart chakra are the main ones that are often blocked, because your third eye is already open from the first time, and that's why you're feeling all these energies. I'm about to tell you also another thing. If you don't experience any discomfort here, any pain, any like agony, then it's not a twin flame journey. Because now your energy is shifting, so the new one is in, the old one doesn't want to go away. Many things will start to happen in your life that you are like, doesn't make any sense. So as you can see, it's already a second client of mine who I've met through online, and these things are working. So take the advantage of what I'm telling you, sharing with you, any kind of exercise I'm giving, do this. Just because if you really are caring about becoming a higher self and into union, these are the steps. And also, just gonna tell you something, which I think many of us feel often. Sometimes it comes to us that we feel really lonely. We feel like I want to talk to my twin flame. I really want to reach out. I want this attention. It's more of like I want my twin flame's attention. I want my twin flame to tell me something beautiful. I want my twin flame to text me. I want this feeling. This can happen the same way if you will let go of your ego and you tap into your divine feminine energy, where you manifest that to yourself through meditation, and you go within. If you're unable to do so, book yourself a breathwork class. Go do breathwork. It will change your life profoundly. And as you know, each on my episode, I keep on repeating that, because if you get to go to sound healing and guided meditation, like guided breathwork meditation, everything will change. Yin yoga. Get your body going. So these are just like the few things that I think are very important for you. So today we also dive into another story. Right before we dive into another story, I want to say a happy birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. One of my Spotify listeners who always leaving a comment, and it means so much to me. I still don't know how to reply on Spotify, but I wish her happy birthday, Cancer, and it's been intense Cancer season. I think if those who are listening, I believe some of your twin flames have popped back to you, or you have seen them in your dreams. Because Cancer is very nurturing. It's the one that connects with water. And as we know, our bodies are water. So connecting through water with your twin flame is very powerful. Although now we are stepping out of it and we are entering to the next full moon in 1st of August. And that's going to be in Aquarius. So we are going from the water to the Aquarius for the full moon. Aquarius, we are in Aquarius era, even though Aquarius is an air sign, so we have a lot to do with water. So if you can connect a lot with water, go to the ocean, go to the lake, go any kind of place that can connect with you with the water, and see how your manifestation will happen faster. So let me read a story from another person who sent to me. Again, if you wish to share your story, Twin Flame Awakening Journey @gmail.com, and I'll be reading it on the podcast and give you the energy I pick it up from here. From the beginning, before I met my twin flame, I was married. I met my husband in high school, and he was my friend's boyfriend at the time. Years go by, we stayed friends, and I had an awful childhood. My father was very abusive, mentally and physically, and my mother had let me know that she was moving out that day, just after when I was 18. So I had to stay and deal with his abuse alone for the next year. After me and my friend had a falling out, I still kept in touch with her ex, with my ex-husband. We eventually became a couple and decided to move in with him and his stepmother instead. We dealt with his family for a year. They were very, very unstable too. He had a lower self-esteem. We both had traumatic childhood. We both decided we deserved better. So we saved enough money and moved out. During this time from graduating high school, I could barely hold a job. Not because I didn't want to, but because of the fear and anxiety. No confidence in myself due to my father. He made me fear the world, learn to trust no one, and have a hard time making friends. Feeling that no one would think I was worth of anything. Well, I wanted to grow as a person over the years. We were together for 15, married for 6. But he wanted everything to stay the same. We had bought a house and he had a good job. I finally got on anxiety medication after we got married in 2016. It helped for a while and I was able to have a job without any problems. I was really starting to feel like a person. So I was like, well, what's next? I want to move. We can sell the house. We have enough money, enough emergency money. Why not? So over the 6 years of being married, this was a constant argument. I thought moving was going to magically solve my problems. He thought I needed to do what he wants to do. It was best for us, even though he could see I was so unhappy. I just kept feeling inside I need to go. This is not my forever place. This just doesn't feel right. All I had was financial stability, but I need more. What's wrong with that? I didn't realize until a few months ago that I was sacrificing myself, my own personal growth, so that he could feel he still had a purpose, which was the provider. No matter what I said, he would always have a low self-esteem, would always think he was the only good for making money. My ex played a lot of online games. He talked to this one person in particular. I don't know if to say the name or not. Let's say the future twin flame. He talked to him almost every day since 2018. When I would hear his voice, I would smile. It's like I could feel something in his voice, just familiar and calming. And I had been thinking about moving out for a few months before I even started talking to my twin flame. But I didn't really think I could. I didn't have the inner strength yet. So we started playing together one day. When I noticed him playing the game I like, right away we got along. We would talk over headsets to each other, sometimes not even words, just huff and sigh. We eventually started talking every day, and sometimes we would talk over video chats for hours. He was married and I was married. When we would play with the same, we would immediately communicate in some ways and not really interact with them. This went on for about 5 months. Then one day he said we should all go on a vacation together. When we got off the plane and met, it was the happiest I have ever felt. We both had big smiles, we flirted playfully, both wanted to be around each other and not with our spouses. His wife at one point commented on it, but we ignored her. We didn't have any physical interaction until this one night we were on a bus going back to our hotel. We sat next to each other and we started like kids on a playground, just poking at each other. Not words or looks. I remember crying for no reason. It seemed like now it makes sense. When we had to leave, we waved goodbye and we both teared up. We continued to play video games together, continued to talk, but it did start to get very sexual. Before we knew it, it was normal, and at any time his and my spouse wasn't around, we would have videos together. We both found comfort in each other and understanding, and both hadn't felt needed someone in it for a long time. We of course made plans again to go on a vacation together, but in the fall of 2022 we got closer, had our first kiss. Every night we spent some time together alone without them. And it was just perfect. We both seemed to be able to breathe relief and peace. After that vacation, that when I decided, and I think it was clear to my husband, our relationship was over. So after Thanksgiving of 2022, I officially decided that I was moving out. I told my twin flames about my plans. He was very worried for me, but just wanted me to be happy. We had both thought we could visit each other sometime. I told him I was afraid of losing him. He said, why would that happen? He seemed to ignore that he was married, like it was never an obstacle in our relationship. I decided maybe I'd move to Chicago or even Detroit, where my family was. I did get a job offer, but my family wouldn't let me stay with them. I tried to stay with my friends, but they all said that they didn't want to be in the middle, since they were friends with him also. So I thought, feeling hurt and emotionally exhausted, I'll apply to a job where my twin flame lived. So about a couple of hours later, I got an offer from the job and called him right away. I packed all I could fit in my car and said goodbye to my friends, family, and my old life. I wasn't sure where he lived at the time, but my apartment in a few minutes from him now. I didn't plan it, especially because I knew it would be heartbreaking to be so close to him, because he's married. But here I am now, divorced, to a job, and getting closer to being myself, doing everything I was told I couldn't do. Our relationship is teaching me so much, Currently, I'm getting over my abandonment issues, and I'm just knowing he's so close that gives me a peace, allows me not to feel so alone. We do see each other, but this last month he's barely talking to me. I never know when he's going to text me or come over. I never heard of twin flames until I consulted that psychic about the situation, because of course his behavior was driving me crazy. They have all said the same thing: he is my twin flame and that he needs time and space, and that his marriage is terrible and he finds peace with me, and I feel like home to him. They also said this fall it will get better. He will be more balanced and find the strength to leave his life behind. I've never been a person to have patience, but for him I have so much. When I was told I needed to let go, I cried and I barely got out of the bed. I didn't realize what that meant. I need to let go of the outcome, something I have never done before. I've always been worried about outcomes, not living in the moment. That's something he says. He lives in the moment, takes day by day. So now I'm staying positive and having the faith in the process. I'm still not sure where I got the strength to move on, but that nagging feeling I'm in the wrong place is gone now. First of all, yes, I wish he could have put her date of birth and the twin flame's date of birth. I'm just going to say certain things because I see that the psychic has told her that, listen, in fall things will start to fall into place. I'm trying to tell you that there's no time. There's no summer, there's no fall, there is no winter, there's nothing. Everything you can do it right now. But what happens, and like I've always said, I'm not against tarot readers, I'm not against psychics. I feel energies and I know too. But the issue is when we get some kind of time frame, let's say there is a message, the tarot reader will tell you, your twin flame will reach out to you in 2 hours, say yes to this. So what happens is the next 2 hours, you will worry about the outcome when it will happen. You keep on taking your phone because you don't have trust. So now somebody has told you that it will happen in 2 hours. You're wasting 2 hours of watching your phone while it will happen instead of trusting that it will happen now. So that's the difference. I don't know if I'm explaining it well. What I'm here is say to her that the best is that she doesn't wait for the fall, that she start trusting herself, trusting this journey, start listening this little voice in her head and in her soul by saying what she has to do, because there's definitely answers. Another thing is exactly, go with the flow, take day by day, go where you're supposed to go. You know what? We humans have this weird way of living where we think that we plan our holidays, we plan where we go to eat, we do this and we do that, without knowing if we're going to wake up the next morning. So we start wasting our time of living in the future that we don't know if it's coming, while we should live right now. Again, I'm not saying that you have to live your life like that you don't have any goals, any plans, any kind of things happening to you. What I'm trying to say to you is that whatever you get into your head today, let's say you feel that you need to go to the beach, or you need to go to this bar, or you need to go to this meditation center, or you need to go to that thing. You have to start taking the action today. The same, for example, you feel like, oh, I need to start exercising. Yeah, you don't start exercising tomorrow. You find today at least this 15 minutes to exercise, because your body tells you, I need you to move me. I need this energy to flow inside of me. Or the same, you feel like I need to go to massage. How many of us, when we feel we need to go to massage, and I'm guilty here too, I feel like I'm going to need to go to massage, and I'm doing everything else other than taking an action and going to massage. But once you've gone there, you feel like, wow, why I didn't do this earlier? What's wrong with me? Our soul guides us constantly, all the time. It tells us what you have to do today. It's like our intuition. And if you want to become your higher self, if you want to become into union, you have to listen what it tells you. That's why daily meditations, taking care of yourself, taking pause. And under the pause, and really there's something I would like you to know if you're doing this, because many of you know that I'm a quite slow answer. Like when you text me on Instagram or TikTok or on my email, it takes me a time to reply you. Because I have quite a strict rules with my time where I don't have any screen time, where I literally just lie down. There are two reasons why I just lie down and do nothing. It's because, first of all, I need to hear myself. Because when I'm having calls with you and I'm channeling, sometimes I channel certain of your energies. And I've noticed that I can get overwhelmed and I don't no longer know, is it mine? Is it what I just channeled? So for me, it's like I lie down for 15, 20 minutes. I just watch the sky, or I just lie down on the bed and I'm just there with myself. And this is where the magic starts to happen, where you can hear what you're supposed to do. It's like your guideline. It's like, but when we are always on the phones, when we are always trying to predict the future, where we're always trying to get the answers, we actually get zero answers because we don't listen ourselves. And this is all my coaching has been always about. You have to listen yourself. You have to go with your energy and be the one with your energy. So, and I have this really, really big thing, and I know it's very common, but I'm really different over here. And maybe I'm just crazy, but every experience you have experienced in your life, I know, like the same way she had an abusive parent, is here for you to stop that cycle. So forgive to the person who hurt you. Forgive everything you can, because you are stopping the cycle. You will not become like this. And can you imagine of that effect if we stop, everybody stops from there saying, listen, I forgive you. You didn't know better, but I'm not taking this with me. Because right now what I read, and I also picked it up, is that she has a lot of that energy inside of her because she feels she hasn't released that yet. So forgiveness is here, the first part of it. And it's not forgiveness. Also, often people think that when we forgive others, we are weak. I'm like, no, you're forgiving for your body. You're forgiving for yourself that you took this energy inside of you. You're carrying this backpack with you of this heavy energy that is no longer part of you, but you still is in there. So tell to this energy that I forgive you, that I took you inside of my body. I forgive you that you're part of me. And now it's time to go, and it starts to dissolve. Every situation is, of course, different. There are different ways, and there's more pain, and there is everything. So it's not like a one-way answer is always the answer. No. But this is where the steps will start from. So again, here we can say that, so what I'm trying to say is that start making the actions today. Start doing what you're supposed to do today. Whatever comes to your head, whatever comes to your mind, whatever comes in your system, let it go today. Like, go out there and do it. And for her, she will get the answers because she's already following where she's not belonging. It has happened to, I think, most of us, where we feel like we are not part of this. We deserve much more. We have this, we have that. And that's what our twin flames, they do for us. They help us to become the higher selves. This is the magic of them. And even though here, right now, here, I'm feeling really sad and really lonely, like, why is it happening to me this way? It's for your good. You will know that. And so I hope these stories inspire you to understand that you have to become your higher self. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up today, a little bit shorter episode. Like I said, the website, I think, will be live today. And I would like to thank you for each member of the Patreon who has supported me over there. Because thankfully that you have supported me on Patreon, I was able to build a website and I was able to buy the domain and all of that. So your participation is part of this. You will definitely receive a discount code for the future consultations. And this means a world to me because you have taken a time to support me on Patreon. Another thing is, this Sunday we're supposed to have the call, group call. Let me know who would like to join. Then I know what we're gonna do, or we're gonna extend it to the next Sunday when we have a full moon, that then there will be more energies out there. But if again we get more people come on this Sunday, we'll do it on this Sunday as well. If you wish to share your story, twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. If you wish to book the consultation, now it should be available on the website, but also twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. And that's it from my side. I hope you got inspired today and you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like, subscribe, and I hope to see you here very soon. Lots of love and light.